Good morning, friends. It's Nancy, and I'm back from the wilds of the Finger Lakes district of New York. I have a bag full of paper. I was sorting through some of the papers that I brought home from my trip in May, June, where I was in the Massachusetts, Maine sort of areas. And I got most of it sorted away. Some I'll be sharing on my Etsy store. Some I'm kind of on the fence on how I'm going to use it. So I thought, let's turn on the camera, so do something a little different. It's kind of a throwback to my old use it or lose it's. And there's papers, cards, envelopes, things in here. And some of them I'm just going to toss. Okay. Oh, come on, you. All right. So the first thing I have here is this paper full of pins. I was thinking I would just keep this cover. Wonder what it would look like if I ironed it. Let's iron it. All right, I've committed. So I've got a piece of file folder. I'm not going to try to put the glue on the paper because it has a million little holes in it. So I'm going to put it on the card. I'm going to have to cover up that black line. Yeah, I can do that. So I see this is cut a little bit crooked. So I'll use my rotary cutter again. Yeah, so plans worked out okay. Doug actually had the weekend off. I thought he was working. He thought he was working, but he actually had the weekend off, so we were able to get away for Saturday and Sunday. Got back late Sunday, and gonna ink this bit. So the weekend was the 50-mile yard sale, Route 90, which goes through Auburn, New York, Well, it goes through lots of little villages in the Finger Lake district. It starts in Montezuma and ends in Homer. Not as great as past years. And I don't know if that's because they're starting on the Friday and we didn't get there till Saturday, so it was pretty picked over. Didn't seem to be as many sellers there as previous years. So I didn't get as many goodies as I had hoped. Okay. This needs decoration, but I'm going to put it under here to dry. This card, I want to use it for a Christmas journal. Oh, I thought it was pencil. Well, poo. Better cut it. I was going to tear it, and then I thought, nope. So this I want to use as like a little tip-in. So I'm going to cut some of that off. I'll leave about, half an inch. And then when I get started on my Christmas journals, I can use that. I do like these little guys. I'm going to fussy cut. Just first take off some of this stuff. And I will want to fussy cut this. And this I'm just tearing off because I will use that to be on a collage. So this is how I make my bobbins. I take little pieces of text that I'm not using anywhere else and just glue it on. I don't even really have any stories for you. I woke up super early this morning. Well, I woke up at 1, just shortly after 1, and I felt like I had had the best sleep. Then I looked at the clock and oh man, wasn't that great? So 4 o'clock hit and I thought, well, I got things I can do, including sort through some more stuff and do a little video. Try out my new coffee pot. I had to buy a new coffee pot last night because I broke my coffee pot. Yesterday with my coffee was a never-ending nightmare. So I don't know what was wrong with me, but I put the coffee together and pressed start. Went and sat down for a few minutes while I waited for the coffee to brew. No sense coming downstairs when I needed to bring a cup with me. So a couple minutes in and I'm thinking, what's going on? So I went and looked. I wasn't able to smell my coffee, so I thought something was wrong. And sure enough, I hadn't put actual ground coffee in the machine. So all I had was a pot full of hot water. So I filled the tank again, and this time actually measured coffee into it, started it again, and came downstairs. Thought, oh, maybe I'll do a little ironing while I was waiting. Went upstairs. I had not put the coffee pot under the drip properly. There was coffee and coffee grounds everywhere. So I had that big mess to clean up. Then, third time's the charm, right? No. Made coffee a third time and it bubbled and sputtered and did it, all its noise making, and I went to go check on it. I should have stayed there is what I should have done. Obviously, I can't leave my coffee maker because bad things happen. And the coffee grounds, by this time Doug was up, and I'm like, what's going on now? It's not working. The coffee grounds from the second pot that I messed up were all sucked down into the tube that brings the hot water up. I could not clear that tube. I'm wondering. I had a couple of ideas. I thought maybe I'd find a piece of something that looked like a snowflake to cover up those names. So Doug made himself an instant coffee. And if you've been with me for a while, you'll remember last summer his motorcycle was stolen. So his anti-theft device is, well, he got a mechanic to put this piece of steel across where you would open up the, I don't know, the wiring or whatever to start the a hot wire, as it were, his motorcycle. And then he put a padlock in the wheel. So he hopped on his bike, and the next thing I know, he's yelling at me, "Can you come and help me?" Sure. I go out. There's his motorcycle on the ground. He's like, "I forgot to take the padlock off." And it stopped very quickly. Thank God he didn't hurt himself. He has probably bruised some ribs because he went down with the motorcycle on top of him. But between the two of us, we were able to get it off the ground. And so I texted him make sure later in the day to make sure he was okay. And he said, yeah, I'm fine. So it's not a good day for anybody. So I still had yesterday off. So I cooked and cleaned and did laundry and all that kind of thing. And sorted my ill-gotten gains. One thing I did bring, one big ticket item I brought home was this really cool antique cabinet. I think it's supposed to be mounted on a desk, and it's heavy as all get out. It's not very big, but it's heavy because it's, you know, real wood. So Jordan and Jess brought it in the house for me. They came for dinner the other night. I had called him about 2 weeks ago, and I said, I had a dream last night that we weren't on speaking terms. Are we on speaking terms? And he said, yeah, I don't think there's been anything wrong. I said, well, I thought I'd check, see if it was a premonition. So he called me last week and he said, actually, I am mad at you. I haven't seen you for a long time. What are you doing? What's going on the next couple of weeks so we can make some plans? And I said, well, I never know. Doug's working. So the summer of Doug is over. There's a couple of things that I would like to go to if I can. I want to do the 90-mile yard sale last weekend, and this coming weekend is it 690? Isn't that cute? Okay, let's get some fabric glue. I've got another something here that looks sort of like a snowflake. I think I'll do this one instead. Anyway, I'll have to take a picture of it and show you my cabinet. I have nowhere to put it. Right now it's in Brooklyn's bedroom. Formerly my craft room on the main floor. Needs to be cleaned up, but that's a job for a different day. It's out of sight right now. Oop. Little glue string there. Okay, put those aside to put away with my Christmas stuff. That's a scrap of paper I can put with the scraps. What have I got here? Okay. This is a Christmas card. It's nice and stiff. It's got a beveled sort of edge. I don't like that. But I have this. Oh, that's a very nice fit. Maybe I've got lots of these sort of holy cards. This is prayer to your guardian angel. But this is a nice ivory color. I feel like I need to put a little bit of lace on here. I want something with like a scalloped edge. There, I don't want to pull it all out of my bowl. I actually got quite a few of these sort of religious cards. I stopped at one of the yard sales in Homer, actually, and it was a family that they were clearing out their parents' estate, just going to draw some lines here to help me. Okay. And I picked up a couple of little cards, and there was some religious medals, and she said, "Oh, if you're interested in religious items, you come in the house." I was overwhelmed by everything they had. So the daughter, or the niece of this lady, apparently it was her parents' home, and she said that parents raised the 9 of them in this house. And that 2 of her brothers were there visiting. Well, they came up from Texas to help her get rid of all of the stuff. I think I better bring this up. What I want to do is miter. So I better make sure I got enough. So anyway, the niece went up with me, and she said, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "Well, I like not the 60s, 70s weird, well, what I consider weird cards. I like the more Victorian looking ones, like this one." So we spent a little time going through everything that was up there, and finally I said to her, I've spent enough time. I'll take what you've helped me find. Because I said, "This is what I'm looking for. You look over there, I'll look over here." And I said, "It's time for me to go. My husband's probably going crazy waiting for me, so..." So I brought home a handful. Okay. So what I do now is where they cross, cut right to the corner, and then I can take that cut piece off and that piece off. Didn't buy very many books. Actually, I think I maybe got 1 book. And I got it at this same house. It was actually a Reader's Digest. I'll show it to you just a second as soon as I finish this. And then hopefully okay. Mhm. Okay. Now to fix those corners, I'm just going to run a little bead of white glue here, and then push the edges together. Mm. We have a long weekend this weekend. Why aren't you sticking? Yeah, I'll do it that way. All right. Needs a little bow or something. I'll let that glue dry for a minute when oh, wrong pin. I'll let the glue dry for a minute and then we'll see about a pink ribbon maybe. Okay, let me show you the book. So it has this green cover with gold, metallic gold dots, and there's a little black shadow behind the black dots. So this is from 1968. It hasn't even been opened. It's just absolutely brand new. I thought this would be a good cover for a Christmas journal, though. It's got the gold stripe there. Of course, I'll have to cover the Reader's Digest part, but that's not a big deal. So yeah, that's the only book I bought. Okay. This almost looks like an ornament, doesn't it? Wouldn't hurt my feelings. This is 3 3/8-ish. Just trying to find the center. Gotta grab a grab an eyelet and some seam binding. I guess I'll use like an old gold one. Well, there's a pink rose color. I don't know. Here's an oldie. Let's do that one. So this is the 3/16 inch. Nice. Can't find the end. Hope you're crafting along with me. This is seam binding that was sewn onto something, and then somebody took it off, whatever it was. Get down there, you. Okay, ready to watch me fight this thing? just putting a little bit of art glitter glue on there so that the seam binding won't unravel. I'm going to put a little bit of glue under the knot so that doesn't come untied. Good. Here's another piece of ephemera done. This one. So this is a little gift card. I'm going to save this for the denim and daisy journal I want to do. I'm thinking that could be a nice corner tuck. So I'll put that with that stuff. All right, who's these folks? So a little picture. It doesn't fit. So I'll put aside that photo. I'm going to take this off. And I'll just put a piece of tape there to hold that shut. Now, if I want to use this as a journaling card, I'm going to have to put some paper there. Thought maybe I'd have a piece of scrap paper that would do. I was going to use some book page, but I think that's going to work. Oop, I'm going to craft a lunch. Oh, how big is this? 3 3/8 by 4 3/8. Alright, the camera's up to its old tricks again. I have no idea what you've seen, what you haven't seen. So I'll just go another 10 or 15 minutes and then show you everything. Okay. So this is a picture frame. It had this old couple in there. It was a picture that wasn't exactly long enough, so I took them out. It had a little easel stand. I've taken that off. I'm going to cover the back with this piece of paper. So I guess if you have a pile of old papers like I do, the best way to use them is just to use them. So get them out and give yourself permission to experiment and lay things out. And if they don't go exactly the way you want, well, that's neither here nor there. Otherwise, it would just be sitting in a drawer. Okay, I measured this once. Let's measure the hole again. So inside is 1 7/8, 2 7/8. So I gotta find a picture that will fit that. Maybe I have another one of those religious cards I could use. It'd be very Christmassy. I'm looking. It says 1939 on it. Ooh, I don't like that at all. No, this is not right, Nancy. We'll have black and white of a nun. Let's do a nun. Or I can forget my religious cards for the time being. And see if I have something in here. That might work. go with that. I need to cut this down just a smidger. Okay, I've got the right width now. Whoop. I'm just going to take one whisker off. The tiniest of whiskers. Just using the end of my paintbrush here. All right. I have this little charm here. Maybe a little, like a little lace cluster. Do I have something? see if the tape takes all the metal off here. I'm going to make this look a little more squarish. And then if I what if I take that button off? I think the button's the only thing holding this together. I'm gonna get a bulb pin. Grabbed a safety pin too. Okay, is this glued? I guess it is. I'm going to put a little more. Needs a jump ring, doesn't it? Okay. I put a jump ring on the rose. And you know what I'd like to do? I'm just going to add a little stitch there to hold that bulb pin down. Hopefully it won't be too noticeable. Only you and I will know. Okay. Oop. I did get these little tiny buttons because I feel like I need to either add another piece of lace or a little button or something. That looks silly. So scissors. Wrong color. Oh, this is not going as I liked. That's better. Okay, that's done. Come on, you. All right, let's have a final look at the 3 pieces that we made after I put my pins in. So we did this little picture. I might do something with it. I was thinking maybe make a tag out of it. I'm going to leave it like that for now. We did this card and these couple of embellishments for a Christmas journal. So I hope you thought this was interesting, and maybe it's inspired you to go grab a pile of scraps that you have in your collection. You can see I still have a whole bunch to go through. So if this is interesting to you and you'd like to watch some more of me just randomly assembling things, let me know, and I'm happy to do more. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.